The wicked king of Olorun ***. In the heart of the vast savannas of the Olorun kingdom, where the rivers shimmered like liquid gold and the baobab trees whispered ancient secrets, there once lived a king named Obodil. Known across the land as Obodil the Ruthless, his reign was one of terror and sorrow. Obodil had not always been wicked. In his youth, he was a beloved prince, full of life and dreams of a prosperous kingdom. But everything changed when a mysterious foreigner visited the palace with a gift, a mask carved from obsidian and adorned with glistening gemstones. The foreigner claimed it was a mask of great power, capable of granting its wearer unmatched wisdom and strength. Blinded by ambition, Obodil placed the mask on his face. The moment he did, his heart grew cold, his thoughts darkened, and whispers began to echo in his mind. The mask, cursed by an ancient spirit, fed on his desires and twisted him into a tyrant. The tyranny of Obodil. Obodil, now king, was consumed by greed. He demanded that his people mine the earth for precious stones and gold, often working them to exhaustion. Farmers were forced to offer the largest portion of their harvest to the royal granaries, leaving their families to starve. He raised armies to conquer neighboring villages, enslaving their people and stealing their riches. But Obodil's most heinous act was his desecration of the sacred lake Nyahoro, a shimmering body of water said to be the dwelling place of the goddess Amina. The lake provided life to the kingdom, feeding the rivers and ensuring fertile lands. Driven by the whispers of the mask, Obodil ordered his warriors to drain the lake and extract the golden sands beneath it, ignoring the warnings of the village elders. As the lake dried, the skies darkened, and the earth began to crack. Famine swept through the kingdom, and the people's cries rose like smoke to the heavens. The prophecy of the griot. One day, a griot, a wandering storyteller and seer, arrived in the capital. She was an old woman with silver hair and eyes that seemed to see into one's soul. She stood in the market square and began to chant. The king who wears the mask of shadows shall bring ruin to the land he follows. But when the lion rises with the moon, the tyrant shall face his doom. The people listened in awe and fear, for the griot's words were known to come true. When news of the prophecy reached Obodil, he laughed. "No lion, no moon, no griot can undo me," he declared, tightening his grip on the mask. But deep down, the king was troubled. He knew the mask had changed him, yet he could not remove it. It clung to his face like a second skin, its whispers growing louder and more demanding. The rise of the lion warrior. In a small village near the remnants of Lake Nyahoro, a young hunter named Eo listened to the griot's tale. Eo was known for his bravery and skill, but what set him apart was his kindness. He often shared his hunts with those who had nothing and cared deeply for the land. One night, as he sat by the remnants of the lake, Eo had a vision. Under the light of the full moon, the spirit of a great lion appeared before him, its mane glowing like fire. "Eo," the lion spoke, "the land is dying, and the people suffer under the tyrant's rule. You must rise and fulfill the prophecy. Take the spear of the ancestors and restore balance to Olorun." When Eo awoke, he found an ancient spear lying beside him, its blade shimmering with celestial light. He knew his path was set. The battle for Olorun. Eo began to gather the people. Farmers, warriors, and healers joined his cause, inspired by his courage and the prophecy. Together, they marched toward the capital, their numbers growing with each village they passed. When they reached the gate of Obodil's palace, the king's army awaited them. The battle that followed was fierce. Though the king's warriors were strong, they lacked the spirit of unity that burned within Eo's forces. Finally, Eo confronted Obodil in the throne room. The king, his face still hidden by the cursed mask, unleashed dark magic to subdue the young warrior. The room shook as shadows danced and roared. But Eo was undeterred. He raised the spear of the ancestors, its light cutting through the darkness. "Your greed has poisoned this land, Obodil," Eo said. "The time of the wicked king is over." The spear struck the mask, shattering it into pieces. Obodil screamed as the spirit within the mask fled, leaving him a broken man. The restoration of Olorun. With the mask destroyed, the skies cleared, and rain began to fall. The remnants of Lake Nahoro filled once more, its water spreading life across the kingdom. Obadiah, stripped of his power and haunted by his actions, fled into the wilderness, never to be seen again. The people crowned Eo as their new king, naming him Eo the Just. Under his reign, Olorun flourished. He restored the sacred traditions, honored the land, and ensured that no ruler would ever wield unchecked power again. The griot's prophecy had come to pass, and her final words echoed through the land. When the lion rises with the moon, balance shall be restored soon. The wicked king shall fall, and peace shall reign over all. And so, the story of Obadiah and Eo became a legend, a reminder that true strength lies not in power, but in the heart that serves others.